Hey GlamFam, welcome back to the channel, besties. Today we are going to be rewrapping these. I wrapped these a few years ago and yeah, you see the condition. I want to say that's Zane's doing when she was younger, but yeah, they are ready for a makeover. And I recommend, if you have the time, remove like the pieces that you have already, but I honestly don't have the time, and so I'm just going to be putting the material that I bought at Hobby Lobby over the ones that I have. So I'm removing the screws from here using Allen keys that are in this little set, and this is what that is looking like. So we've taken it apart and we are going to wrap. I bought this faux leather at Hobby Lobby, and that's what we're going to be using. It'll be so nice to just get rid of, what's already on there, because when I first did it, it was actually just the wood, and I added foam, and then I added the colors just to add a pop of color to the kitchen. But now I'm feeling something differently, so we're wrapping. All right, I'm going to be using my trusty staple gun, and of course we have a drink. This is the Passion Bliss. It's so good. There's a video on the channel of this. It's really good, so good. You have to try it. All right, let's get into the business. So we're going to start by stapling. Now, as we go into a new year, my thoughts are for women. You may already know your worth, but sometimes we find ourselves in some relationships that are not helping us to be the best version of ourselves. We live in the shadows of our partners. Our women live in the shadows of their partners, but we are supposed to be complementing each other, because that person becomes your other half. So half and half make a whole. And so if you're in a relationship and you're burnt out because the other person is not helping, the other person is not supporting, and I find like this is just so American, where people are together but there's still one person in the relationship who's struggling. Like, you're making more money than I am, we still split the bills down the middle. So how is it that it's going to work if I am struggling to meet my ends of the bills? But let's get some instruction on where I am, and then we can get back into that motivational talk. Okay, my glam people, this is what that is looking like so far. If you had removed the under piece that was already there, it would have looked more polished. But a man on a riding horse will not see this. All right, so this is the other one, and pretty much we are going to follow the same procedure, but like I said, I'm going to be doing this one off camera, and then once we are done with this one, we are going to put the legs back on here and then show you guys the finish. Know your worth. As a woman, you need to know how much you value. I saw this thing one time where a water bottle that holds the same amount is going to be at a different price in the supermarket, at the corner store, at your local Walmart, at the airport. You've got to determine, what's your value, right? What's your worth? When someone loves you, they go above and beyond to make sure that you are protected, to make sure that you are happy. And if you're in a relationship and that person is not doing that, if you don't feel as though you're protected, if you don't feel that he's putting you above everything and everyone else, then you've got a situation. I would have wanted the silver little tacks to put in here, but I could not find any at Walmart at the time, and so I went ahead with black. I feel like the silver would have made it pop a little bit more, but I ended up finding only black, and I wanted to get this project done and over with. So I kind of used the painter's tape to line off where it was going to work. And then I'm using that razor to be my spacer. Use what you have. And then another thing to the women who are bent on changing the man. He's not going to change. If he is how he is, that's how he is. If he loves you, there are things that he will not do if he loves you, because love just does not allow him to do certain things. He wants you to be okay mentally. He wants you to be okay all the alleys that you can think of. And to all the women who sit in a relationship for 15, 20 years and then you tell yourself, oh, you know, I don't want to get married. Lie. We don't have to get married. Lie. That is a lie from the pit of hell. That's a lie. I think every little girl's dream is still, you know, find someone, find their little Prince Charming at some point. And so you've been in that relationship so suppressed and oppressed that you feel like, okay, it doesn't even matter if we get married now. But no, my dear, stop living that concubine life, because if something were to happen to that man, you are going to be back and forth with his parents, with his family members, because you don't have no right to him. We are going to be putting the legs back together. So just going to be using the hauling keys and screwing these back together. Men will go at length to see the ones they care about or the woman he cares about. So if at some point you find that, oh, I'm not seeing him, I'm not seeing enough of him. Well, if you're not seeing enough of him, someone else is. Somebody else is actually seeing him. And a guy once told me that if a guy gets away with something with you, he'll do it again. I feel like they're kind of like children. As a teacher, the kids come in on the first day of school or the first week, and they try to test you. They try to see where your footing is and how firm you are with them. And it's kind of the same thing with a guy. So when you spot those red flags, ladies, when you spot those red flags, don't just brush them to the side. It's kind of like your bad habits that your kids would have. When the kids have a bad habit, you address it. You don't wait until the kid is out of control to address it. It's the same thing with a man. And you do this respectfully. You address the issues that you're having early. Bend the tree from it young. Address the issues that are affecting you, just so that they won't get in, the way of the relationship later. And love is a beautiful thing. And when you love someone and they love you back, it is just such a beautiful thing. And you can accomplish so much together, but you have to actually be together. A lot of people are in relationships, but they're not necessarily together. You've got to be together. All right, we are done putting on the legs, and this is what it was looking like before. If you remembered before, and this is where we are currently. I think it turned out okay. Let me know your thoughts, and this is where we're sitting now.
Thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe.